So earlier we discussed in great detail the kind of riff structures that appear in this song, and then the bass, the bass lick, which goes on the 3rd fret 5th string, which appears over and over throughout the song. And then at the end of that, we talked about how he sings the lyrics. He's playing this pinching motion. The palm of your hand is producing this dead thumb technique. When my first wife left me, he goes back to this riff that we talked about in the introduction of the song. Man, she took me out on the road. And then he injects his riffs accordingly. So we've covered the stuff that I just played now. So after he goes back into this riff, he's going to play a sequence that sounds like this. And it's sort of like a arpeggio of that 4 chord that I talked about, except at the bottom 3 strings. And it's going to sound like this. That's the next sequence. And it's building off of this chording here on the 4 chord. So to kick off that this lick, it's going to be a combination of 5 notes. The first note is going to be the open string on the 3rd string. The next note is going to be the 3rd fret 3rd string. Then you're going to play the 2nd string 1st fret. Then you'll pull off of that and play the 2nd string open, followed by the last note, which is the bottom string open. So the 5 notes will be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are those 5 notes, and then he goes back to that double stop on the 5th string open and on the 2nd and 3rd strings open, producing that pinching motion. You play that 3 or 4 times right after this lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other side of that riff will end like this. It'll be 4 notes and it'll sound like this. You go to the 1st fret 2nd string, then you'll play the 2nd string open, and then you'll play the 3rd string open twice. So together it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that whole riff will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'll play that really slow. The index finger is going to pick out the individual strings on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. And the thumb is going to match that with the pulsating bass. So after that, he plays this combination again, and he says, God knows you put me out on the road. And he can either go back to this lick, or he continues to play riffs based off of this combination on the 3rd fret and the 1st fret on the 4 chord option. So another lick that follows is he does something like this. It'll sound like this, which I'm going to cover here. After he plays God knows she put me on low. Then he goes back into that riff. So let's take a look at this a little bit more tricky of a lick. What he's going to do is there are 9 notes in this first measure, and he starts off by playing. These first 3 notes are going to start on the 1st fret, 2nd string, and he's going to hammer on into the 3rd fret, 2nd string. 1, 2. Then he goes back to the 1st fret, 2nd string. Those 3 notes will be like this. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to play the 3rd fret, 3rd string. Then the 3rd string open up to the 4th fret, 3rd string. Back to the 3rd string open. Then the 3rd fret, 3rd string. Then open twice. So it will go like this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, it's a very easy concept to gather. He's just playing these combinations over and over throughout the song. So the first 9 notes from the beginning sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the next 4 notes will sound like this. This is a way that he caps off his measures. And you're going to the 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd string open, then the 3rd string open. Is one lick that he plays there. Then immediately after that he goes back to this riff. Okay, and so that's that riff. And he injects and recycles everything that we've covered thus far accordingly to what you hear on the original recording. Now this song is open to exploration. You don't have to play it note for note like our old Burnside, but you're getting the main concepts down. And this is a good practice song to allow you to understand the core concepts of playing in G tuning from this style of Mississippi Delta blues music. So after he plays that riff, he goes into this lick, and then he reverts back to something that we learned earlier in the segment, and it goes like this. And that's the on the 3rd page. That's the last measure, which we already covered in detail. But the song, in a nutshell, and I will just break it down. We'll wrap up everything here. Is you have the discipline on the right hand. The thumb is playing that pulsating beat on the 5th string. Your index and middle fingers are picking out the individual strings on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. And then your left hand is fingering this position, the 4 chord, half of the 4 chord. Your ring finger is playing on and off that 3rd fret. And it's the combination of the two. Playing this lick is one part of it. Playing this deafening palm muting rhythm playing that bass riff, and then the third component of this song is playing these combination licks on the 3rd fret while your first finger, your index finger, is stationary and always fingering the 2nd string, 1st fret. And that's really the song in a nutshell. It's a pretty long song, but he recycles the riffs accordingly. It's a fantastic song to get down pat, and if you have a drum accompaniment with it, it sounds even better. There's a lot of freedom for exploration here, improvisation, very cool concepts, and very important in learning his music and moving forward in learning other songs. Once you learn this song, poor Old Black Maddie sounds a lot, you start to understand Old Black Maddie a little bit better. Notice that bass riff that we talked about in this song shows up in Old Black Maddie. And even in that song, he's got the same position on the left hand. Poor Black Maddie got pointer clothes, fool got drawn. You see, he's got that first finger positioned on the 1st fret, 2nd string in Old Black Maddie. So When My First Wife Left Me is like a slowed down version of Old Black Maddie, using the same concepts. Furthermore, exposing you to this particular style that was shared across the artists that we've been studying, Mississippi Fred McDowell and R.L. Burnside. We're going to cover a little bit of John Lee Hooker. We're not going to spend too much time on that in the following months, but we'll tie it in all together, and we'll wrap up our series on the Mississippi Hill Country artists before we move on to other artists like Son House and Robert Johnson. Alright, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to me on YouTube, because I'm going to continue to come out with these great lessons for you. Check out my mission at www.deltalumusic.com to download and purchase the complete R.L. Burnside ebook. The ebook that's out there has 11 songs. Everything that I've made up lessons for features on that book. When you go to the website www.deltalumusic.com, I have a tiny sample of the R.L. Burnside ebook. There's 6 songs. When you wait for the prompt, the pop-up window that asks for your email address, once you do that, the sample ebook will be sent to your email address for you to download, and just to kind of see the layout of the ebooks that I'm releasing from here on out. Again, check me out on Facebook. I'm very active at Facebook. Please click on the links provided. I post a lot of great documentaries and great videos from the internet world about blues music in conjunction with the lessons that I'm presenting. So thank you for following along, and thank you for supporting my mission and saving this great music from disappearing completely. My name is Delta Lou, and good luck, and until we meet again.